morning, everyone. Welcome to Tuesday tea time. Sun is out. I just let the horses out on the pasture. So Ari is coming out from his paddock over there. And Atlas is coming out of his paddock on this side. So today, I can't believe it's Tuesday again. The weeks go by so quickly. Welcome to tea time. For any of you who can join me, or any of you who are watching this later. I wanted to talk a little bit today about success and how we measure success as a society, as horse trainers. It's sort of an interesting thing. This weekend, I got to go to a movie screening in Long Beach, Washington, and it was really fun. It was really fun to meet new people, catch up with old friends, and it was particularly fun to actually watch both movies start to finish right in a row. I've actually never done that before. And it just isn't a really interesting thing to think about, all the things I've done to get to this point, and all the things that it's taken for me to develop to the point where I can think about, what does success mean to me? How do I measure success? I'm walking back here towards Atlas because I realized I was a little bit far away from the internet, so hopefully it was strong enough there. So we'll hang out up here with Atlas. So, I'm going to switch hands here. The interesting thing about the work that I do is that success can't really be measured in the normal ways that we measure success as horse trainers. As horse trainers, we usually measure success in how many different things we can get a horse to do for us. Or the quality, can they jump bigger jumps? Can they go longer distances in endurance racing? Can they cut cows out of a herd faster? Can they cross a difficult river? There's all these different measures of success that don't necessarily apply to freedom-based training. So the training I do is all about letting the horses have some freedom of choice about interacting with humans. Now, that doesn't mean they're free to do absolutely anything they want. For instance, the grass is not very strong here yet. So, my internet paused for a moment there. Hopefully it's okay and it's coming back. Some days the internet's really strong here, sometimes it's not. I just sort of have to take it day by day. So, as I was saying, is the grass here is not always very strong. As we come into spring, it takes a while to start growing, and I can't let the horses on it all the time, or they just turn it into dirt, and then they don't have any grass. So they don't get total freedom. They would like to be out here in the pasture all the time. But I was thinking a little bit about that idea that, to the degree we give horses freedom, they have really different needs and wants than we do as humans. So the things we want our horses to do, often the horses don't want to do those things anymore. And that's why a lot of people turn to food rewards, clicker training, things like that, because then horses are a lot more motivated to do the things you want to do. And you get a lot more observable measure of success. And there's nothing wrong with that. But for those of you, Laurence, I'm so glad you feel like you have success with your horses since you've known me and been playing with these ideas. It's a little bit different way of measuring success. When we measure success with focus changes and awareness and connection and harmony, it's just different. than measuring success by the things you can do. Now, I'm not saying you still can't do things. I'm saying it takes longer to develop a horse to the point where they want to do those things that humans really enjoy. When horses have freedom of choice, their development pace is very, very slow. You know, what's important to them is what you see Atlas doing right now, is eating grass. Eating grass is incredibly important to Atlas. And when I want to work with him, I have to take that into account. That priority for him is very, very important in the relationship. Now, I could use clicker training if I had food that was restricted, that he only got when he worked with me. Then I could develop his desire to do something other than eat grass very fast. Freedom-based training is where we take into account all of the things the horse already desires to do, and then we add to them. And we do it in such a slow and developmental way that the horse really feels like they get to be part of the process. The process isn't being done to them, the process is being done with them. And this is a little bit different. Now, a lot of people use it in combination with other kinds of training, and there's nothing wrong with that either. But for those of you who are playing with freedom-based training, and we're thinking about, well, how do we measure success? The way I measure success is in the depth of the relationship. And that has to do with how much we can enjoy our time together, regardless of what we're doing. It's a really hard thing to measure. How do you measure enjoyment? But that's how I measure my success. And added to that, it's wonderful when we can do a wide variety of things. But for me, that's not as gratifying as how much fun we have together when we're doing the simple things. Chris says, I'm looking for focus changes when my pony feels not safe anymore. Then food's not always a thing for him anymore. Last time a rabbit scared him. I walked closer to the fence where it had been, and my pony joined me looking in that direction. Yes! So, Kristen, when we do stuff like that and we say, well, okay, this is the situation, this is the emotion the horse is feeling, it's not necessarily about the task that I was trying to teach him or the thing that we were doing together. Now it's about this emotion and this awareness and the ability to change focus. So when horses feel insecure, it's because they are hyper-focusing. Speaking of, Ari's behind the tree there. You can't see him, he's hiding. When horses are insecure, it's because they are hyper-focusing on something that concerns them. In freedom-based training, the thing that we focus on most is the ability to build a strength and an ease of focus changes. So the horse can see, yes, that rabbit or whatever that thing is concerns me. And also, I feel comfort when I look at the human. Or also, I really like it when I look at the view. Or also, I really feel good when I take a deep breath. All of these also situations where we add focus changes gives the horse the ability to regulate their own stress. And when the horse has their ability to regulate their own stress, then they start being able to enjoy every moment more. Yes, that one thing concerns me. And also, these other things comfort me. And this is something that is, it's a little bit harder to do when our focus is on a task. How much can we get done, or how many different things can we accomplish? It's a little bit harder to think about how much comfort can I gather from my awareness in this environment? And is it okay for concern to be part of that without being overwhelming? And that's really, for me, what freedom-based training is about. That's how I measure my success, is when my horses get stronger in their ability to notice the world around them, and we can enjoy more varieties of situations, it's not about me making them do more. It's about me giving them an opportunity to say, how strong is your focus changes, so that you can notice something that concerns you and notice something that feels good to you. And I get to be part of that experience without necessarily driving it, motivating it, changing it. I certainly will be present. I'll be here, I'll be companion. The feel and the timing for when I move and when I harmonize helps the horse get a stronger mental, emotional state. It helps them develop the ability to interact with the world in a way where concern doesn't take over their being, but they can be aware of concern. So, how I measure success is in the mental state of my horse when I am not in control of them. It's a lot easier to help a horse if I have food they want, because they will direct their thoughts, they'll direct their focus in a way to get the food. So I can really get in there and I can micromanage them a little bit so that they feel good. And hello, Florentine. Welcome joining us for tea time. I was up very late last night getting home. My words are a little mumbled. So, success. Success can be measured in a lot of ways. For me, it's about depth of relationship, which is how much we can enjoy our time together. Now, I have nothing against motivational training of all sorts, whether it's dominant training or insistent training or any of types of leadership that really helps a horse make progress fast. I'm not against it. I'm just really interested in the more subtle forms of training where we give the horse the tools to manage their own emotions. And we do that by feel and timing. When do we harmonize with the horse? The things we harmonize with will be perpetuated. And, right here, I have Atlas and Ari out in the same pasture. These are two stallions that have fought and hurt each other and strongly disliked each other at times. And I might be crazy for letting them out here together every day. But the stronger they get emotionally to be able to notice something that concerns them and then change focus and notice something that comforts them and change focus again and be able to pick and choose their places of awareness so their stress goes up or comes down, the better they get at this, the better they can handle a situation of being in close proximity to another stallion they may not actually agree with that much. So, what is success for me? Success for me might be my two stallions being friends, to the degree that it's possible for them with the mental and emotional stability they have at this time. I'm not going to force them into it, but I am going to keep opening up the opportunities just like I will with any other activity and say, is this something we can deeply enjoy together? I don't have all the answers, but I'm really enjoying exploring them. Hopefully that's a good couple of thoughts for you guys today on this beautiful Tuesday. Thank you for joining me for tea time. And let me know if you have a subject you would like me to talk about. Every week I'm here Tuesday at noon Pacific time. And it's fun to drink tea with any of you who might have time to join me. Enjoy your beautiful day, evening, wherever you are in the world, and I'll talk to you next week.